Hi, South Sudanese. Welcome to this presentation. I developed this triangle in 2021, but today I've decided to explain the meaning of these triangles in a very simple ways. These triangles, I call it the triple impedimentary of development in South Sudan. I'm just summarizing the problems of the country into three categories. Though South Sudan is a country with abundant resources, it is still struggling to establish itself as a stable country where citizens can enjoy the benefit of independent nations. I'd summarize the problem facing the country into three categories as shown by the triangle at my right. So in my right, if you see to the bottom right, we have what I call the top level incapacitations. At the bottom left, we have conspiracy, and then at the topmost of the triangle is emetic right. So when you see the emetic rights, there are some elements that are tied to the emetic rights. Number one is arrogance. Number two is corruption. Number three is tribalism. Then number four is regionalism. Empathy pride by individuals, by groups, by communities make people arrogant. To make people love violence and make people not obey laws and orders in the country. It is because of the pride you call yourself so and so. We are community so and so. So this is where empathy pride comes. It makes people arrogant. People don't obey laws. When you see people just driving along the roads in Juba here, they just drive as if they are just from nowhere. They never respect any traffic law or whichever law, anything that happens. So it is a kind of empathy right. With some our kids, I am so and so, you will see me. This is what is very common there. We are community acts, you will see us. Don't you do things like this? These are the statements that are always on the streets of Juba and every other part of the country. You got them on the social media. People intimidate each other. They threaten other communities. These are kind of emotive rights. And this emotive right is one that has grown into community arrogance, individual arrogance, and so on. Others say if it was not for us, this country could not have gained independence. Now it is okay, you have done something for the country, but what is it important now? You have no such obligation to destroy it because you have brought independence. These are things that people should think. These are kind of emotive rights. You cannot destroy what you have grown. Take example, you married a woman, you produce a child, or you married a man, you produce a child. That child is your child, but you have no authority over by killing that child. The law will catch you. It is in olden days, during the age of children, when there is no laws. That where you kill your own child and then people just stop like that. It's the same situation. You are brought independent. That one is good. People can appreciate it. But destroying what you have built is nobody can accept it. So it is a kind of enmity, pride, it is a kind of arrogance, and it is one that is dragging us down. Why there is no improvement in this country? Enmity, pride contribute to corruptions. You marry many wives, bring many relatives to your home, buy an expensive car, and build a modern residential house while your salary is less than 10,000 a month as fee. You are forced by this need to steal public funds, to satisfy your unmet needs. So corruption is the result of empty pride. You want to be known, is so and so. Having many cars, having very beautiful homes, many wives. His home is full of so many gentlemen and ladies. You want to be known. And that kind of pride has nothing to contribute to the development of the country. That one forces you to steal from public funds. It is a kind of empty pride. Empty pride solidifies the spirit of tribalism. You support a corrupt tribeman because he's from your tribe. It is kind of empty pride. This so and so is from our community. He's a minister. He's a general. He's ambassador. He's vice president. What does it contribute to the stability and development of the country? It is nothing. So you support corrupt officials because they are from your tribe. What does it have? What does it contribute to the development? Nothing. When the tribeman is appointed to a government position, you call the portfolio yours as a community. If that person becomes corrupt and is fired, you begin complaining that so and so from a community is removed. This is kind of empty pride, and it's the one that has developed and has solidified the spirit of tribalism. Some people from the Dinka community believe that the Salva Kiir government is their government, and nobody from other communities should dare to criticize its weaknesses without being rebuked and called a rebel. This one is very common. And that's why you see now, other tribe, they have become as if they are dormant. It does not mean that they are not interested to participate in politics, but because they are fearing if one person can just talk like the way we talk, people will brand him that he's a rebel. If he's complaining that our community is being done like this, people will call him a rebel. These are the things that people have there. So we should know that a government is not a community asset. It is neither a community asset nor a community entity. Government is a government. It is formed by parties. It is formed by friends, colleagues, and those who have common idea. These are the people that form government. And the interest of government is to serve all the people, not a community. Though that government is not serving the Dinka, though they call it their government, it is a waste of time calling Salva Kiir government your government as a Dinka community. What is it doing to you? You are killing yourself. In your area there, people are being displaced. There is nobody there. Some of the villages, they become porous because of the insecurity around. So why do you call your government when you are not even in your home of origin? You are just plotting somewhere. So that kind of empty pride is producing nothing for the country. So we have to desist from it. It is tribalism that makes you defend a criminal from your community. Every community in South Sudan here, they're hiding their criminals. Criminal from community go and kill person from other community, you come and hide. When other community claim that this person, the one who killed from this one, you defend. It is kind of tribalism that has been solidified by empty pride. It is a tribalism that makes you fund communal and intercommunal wars. The fighting around, the intercommunal fighting, the wars around community, within clans, within sub-tribes, they are just being funded by people, the intellectuals. They contribute money, they buy guns, they buy ammunition, such that war are fought. But if you continue funding these wars and people begin killing themselves, they get finished. And you say, I'm from tribe so and so, clan so and so. What is the benefit to the country? Nothing. You are depopulating the country. You are killing the resources the first resource of the country is the human resource, the human being. Now they are being killed because of the empty pride. It is the same empty pride that why the government has failed, and you keep defending because it's your Dinka tribe kind of government. You do just defense. We brought liberate the country. That one is true. Everybody has liberated. You contribute much work. Everybody knows in this country and beyond. But does it qualify you to destroy it again? What is the legacy of what you have done? If you destroyed it, years has passed, you keep destroying it and you sum your cheers that we have brought independence. So what is the benefit of that independence? It is empty pride. Empty pride has promoted regionalism in South Sudan. You see now many people from Bahr Ghazal region believe that the Salva Kiir government is their government. Whether he is not providing services to the people is none of their business. Their business is that the sons of Bahr Ghazal is the president, and that is it all, nothing else. So, if that one is our mentality that we say it from these regions, and that region is having problems, there are fightings, there is poverty, no development, no roads, no schools, no health facilities. People are being displaced by hunger. They have crossed to Sudan. Some have moved to major cities like Wau, and some have even come up to Juba. What is the benefit of that kind of government to you? The government is not a regional thing. If it is a regional thing, then Baradal could have remained one region. We have already achieved different regions. You have your own 10 states. These are the different regions. If those governments in those 10 states are helpful to you, these are your government if you think that they are helpful. But the one in Juba is not your government. It is the government of Republic of South Sudan. When it is failed, it's going to fail, we will just blame it as a group, but not people from Bahr Ghazal or people from whichever region. So these kinds of regionalism has been promoted by empty pride. With some of our chiefs, the president is from our regions. You don't even, you just go deep and ask yourself, what is it contributing to us? Whoever criticizes government is the enemy of South Sudan and Bahr Ghazal in particular, and should be dealt with by all means possible. There are some people who believe that. But that one, what will it help? It's nothing. Just creating an enmity among the peoples and communities. So these enmity prides that have graduated to regionalism is nothing. You also see many people from Equatorial region have lost confidence in the people from Bahr Ghazal and Upper Nile region. Now they are focusing on their politics on the dream of independent Equatorial Republic. The only problem now, they are forgetting that that dreams cannot solve the current problem facing all South Sudanese. You cannot dream of a different republic when we are already in mess. Now assume that you have a problem, a brain has got a tumor. There will be no time that the hand and the leg, they will be free. If you remove the leg will never move alone. It will remain in the same body. So this kind of regionalisms that has been created by enterprise is nothing. What it is propagated is only the suffering. You cease from participating in national politics and you localize yourself into equatorial politics. At the end, you are just letting down the whole country because your equatorial republic will not be easy to get. And while you are wasting your time on Equatorial Republic, the whole country is suffering and Equatorial is also suffering. It is better you just leave it, that kind of mentality, regionalism kind of mentality. And you join us, we focus together as a nation, one country and one people. Then we focus on the problem. We identify all the problems, we see how we can address them. As soon as we have already identified the problem is a top level incapacitation, then we see how we can change the top leaderships It is now time, the election is coming, people need to prepare in advance. That is the only good way that we can change the leadership. So the top level incapacitation. It is true that our leadership at the top level, they lack capacity at all levels. It is true. 18 years since 2005, nothing has changed. Insecurity is still there. No developments, no system that control corruption. Population has been displaced. The displacement is always there. Central Equatorial is empty. Other state jungle, the empty. The big part of Upper Nile region and Unity states in particular, they lack kind of leadership that controlling the system. Only in Bentiu there you see Mointil with his group. But in the Southern Unity, the same if you come to jungle only in Bor, where you see the governor seat. But from there, Urora, Dakoba, and all, there are no government there. Become just where there is no law and order. And that's why you see there are a lot of problems, attack and counter attacks there in the villages. So what is the benefit of this kind of government up to this time? So that's what I call top level incapacitation. There is incapacity at the top leadership of the country. So the inability of the country top leadership to perform to the expectation of the citizen is impediment to the stability and development of South Sudan. You see now we have a long chain of bureaucrats, visionless bureaucrats. We have the president, the first vice president, and so many vice presidents, a lot of advisors, many ministers, many head of commissions. And you see somebody having a lot of BAs, so many bodyguards. What is the benefit to the country? You have over 10 fleet of V8 in your compound, hundreds of bodyguards. Do you have yourself, ask yourself, what is the benefit of the country? Is it helping the country in which way? The suffering people. So we have a visionless bureaucrats with a high affinity for leadership. And this kind of leadership is void of vision and program. And you see they impose themselves to rule without receiving a mandate from the citizen. No, you know the leadership, the one that we elect expired in 2015. So for the 8 years that have passed, those who are there, these are self-imposed. They impose themselves by force, create war, negotiate peace, then they call themselves leaders. So these are visionless kind of bureaucrats. They have no idea about the country, only for themselves. So they have developed this kind of egocentrism. They just love themselves. They don't care for the others. So it is egocentric kind of leadership adopted by leaders is a great impediment to the instability and development of South Sudan. Nobody cares whether people are fighting in Greater Pibor, whether there is attack in Uror, in Nyerol, whether there is problem in Kajagoji, whether there is problem in Toin, people have run away. Nobody cares whether Malaysia is destroying people in Kadok, whether Malaysia is destroying Lair. Nobody cares about it because they are already in their compound with fleet of vehicles and so many bodyguards. So they feel secure. So they don't mind about the other. So it is a kind of incapacitations, and it is also egocentrism. And this kind of egocentrism is already an impediment to the country development. You cannot have development in the country when this kind of behavior is depicted by top leadership. The egocentric leaders whose mission is to own everything for themselves, careless about the need of citizens. The leaders adopt a recreancy kind of leadership characterized by unfaithfulness and disloyalty to the constitution and norm of society in our society. You see, our leaders, I say they are recreants. Recreant, these are people who are unfaithful and they are disloyal to the constitutions and the norm of the society. They break laws, they rule by impunity, generals and whoever having power is everything. Nobody question them. They are not taken to court because they intimidate the judiciary. Judiciary is almost powerless. Police is rendered powerless. There is a time that I was attacked at the roundabout, the Mobile roundabout. The police were there, including police captain, and there were very many. I was attacked there by the military police, the MI, that I did not give way when I was even at the roundabout. They almost tortured me and they were doing. Now when I ask traffic, now you are the one who is responsible for the traffic laws. What have you seen that, what crime did I committed and you were here and you keep quiet? The captain told me, my brother, I have no power. Police have no power. Do you want me to be shot? So that's why I just leave it for you alone. You fight with them. So there is a big intimidation. The rule of law is already being taken by cliques, some group of peoples who use and train military personnel to intimidate people. So it is kind of recreants. They are recreants. They are just leaders who are unfaithful and disloyal to the constitution. There is no law which has never been written in South Sudan constitution. Everything is there. But the recreants are taken over. They don't care whether that one is right or not. It is because they have everything. They are everything. So it is a kind of top level incarceration because the laws are supposed to be imposed by the leadership, the executives. But if the executive is the one that is unfaithful and disloyal to the laws, then where do you think that other institutions like the police, the judiciary will work? They will never work. They will remain functionless and they will be there by name receiving salaries. This is a big problem. So government officials rule by impunity. They commit crime and nobody can hold them to account because they are everything. So large part of the country is being run without accountable leadership. This is what I've already said. Those areas like you see in jungle there, far from maybe Duke to the other side, the other part there is no accountable leadership. Because even the government officials from Juba here, they don't pay visit there because they fear they can be killed. The same if you go to the big part of the Upper Nile there. Going from, just very difficult to leave Malakal. You move there to Nasser, to Maywood, up to Pagak. Do you think there is a government there? No government. Just that area is only the strongest that survives. So a large part of the country is being run without accountable leadership. Only leadership seems to be only be in Juba and some other parts. But the other big part of the country, nothing. The majority of citizens have taken laws into their hand because there is no trusted legal system in the country. That's why you see there is a revenge, counter revenge. People move from Pibor, attack others. People move from other areas, attack Pibor. Because there is no accountable system, the legal system. Your child is abducted, where will you just report? And where do police have power to go and trace the abductors? No. So because there is no such a system, now civilians are taking all the laws into their hand, and they are doing what they think is good for them. That do you think that a country can go like that? For how long will it continue like this? Now you are complaining no development, and you have the problem is here. Development cannot come when there is no capable leadership at the top level of the country. It cannot happen. Revenge and counter-revenge attacks are used by many citizens because of the absence of rule of law in the country. It is because of the top level incarceration that where we have vigilance bureaucrats. We have egocentric leaders. We have the recreants, those who just unfaithful to the constitutions and they are disloyal to the normal society. And then it is because of this incapacity that we don't have rule of law. What do we don't have? We have people, they with manpower. the young men, the young women that are in arms. But if there is a leadership that give them power to impose laws and order, there is nothing that we cannot have a rule of law in the country. There is no any qualifications for those, the judges, the whichever, the trained police personnel, the intelligence people. We have everybody, everything is there. The system is there. But because it has been hijacked by recreants, those who are disloyal and unfaithful to the constitution and the community norms, that's why there is no rule of law in the country. So my last point, according to this triangle, is a conspiracy. Secret plan by individuals, group, and state actors to do something unlawful and harmful to society is what is called conspiracy. Some of the conspiracies that people are doing here, they do them because they don't know. And now some other people, they do them because they know they are benefiting from it. These unlawful and harmful actions include incitement of communal and intercommunal violence. When we contribute money and to buy munitions and guns for our villagers to go and fight other village, it is already a conspiracy. Instead of us as intellectuals or government officials to go and talk to them, that fighting, displacing each other, killings, abducting women and children is bad. We only supply them with what they need. So it is a conspiracy by itself. So incitements of communal and intercommunal violence is a conspiracy. Domestic terrorism is a conspiracy. Abduction and extrajudicial killing is already a conspiracy. So much of the communal and intercommunal violence in South Sudan is incited by those who claim themselves intellectual of their respective communities. In olden days, we know that there was not such kind of violence, but there was fighting among the communities, but it was in a very, very small scale. But when people now, the intellectuals, involve themselves, collect money, buy weapons and ammunition, the scale of violence increases. So they support the violence by contributing resources, including arms and ammunition. The army generals supply arms and ammunition to their respective communities to defend and attack their perceived enemies. You see now, those who are having power, they just go that very low to the point that they contribute money, they supply weapons to their respective clans or tribes. For the Dinka that fought themselves, the respective general from a specific clan, they supply weapons and arms to their clans. For the cross tribal war, general from different part of the country, they supply weapons and arms, the arm and ammunition to their villages, so that they go and fight or defend themselves against their perceived enemy. So if we continue arming our civilians to kill themselves, displacing themselves, do you think that this country will achieve its stability? It will never. It will never come until the sense of nationalism come to our mind, where we cannot support such kinds of conspiracy. Then a known gunman who attacked civilians at night in their residential areas and ambushed them along the major highway is an act of domestic terrorism. This domestic terrorism is also a conspiracy. We have learned a very good language that is known by everybody, including children, and a known gunman. A known gunman attacks people at night, they rob people, they kill people, they ambush people along the way, they kill civilians. It is a domestic terrorism. The same destruction of properties Abduction of women and children is also a domestic terrorism. Destruction of infrastructure in villages by invading forces from rival communities is also a domestic terrorism. These are conspiracies. When we destroy our own institution or infrastructure constructed by government institutions, infrastructure donated to us by humanitarian organizations, where do we think that we can develop this country? We are just supporting a conspiracy itself. Children and women abduction is already a crime known worldwide. It is a crime punishable by any constitution in the whole world. So it is a domestic terrorism. Because all these activities here, they are initiated within the country here, and they are executed, no foreign influence. And that's why I say all these are domestic terrorism. Many cases of abduction and extrajudicial killing of civilians by state security personnel are conspiracy in nature. You see many people here, they have got disappeared in Juba here because of the conspiracy. There is no proofs. Maybe you are from community X and Mr. Y has rebelled from your community. Some of the state actors, those people that are just given khaki and guns, they are not trained. They are, some of them, they are not learned people. These guys, they only implement conspiracy. They have just abduct people, they kill them without arrange them to any courts. So many people have lost lives in Juba here, not because they have committed any crime, but because a person from their community is an enemy of the state. If Messiah is a rebel from community Y, then the whole community is viewed as a rebels by security personnel. Any person from that community can easily be abducted and executed without judicial due process. So if we continue doing this, where do we think that we can restore stability and security in the country? Because you cannot say Chol is from community Y and so is a rebel from community Y, so Chol is also a rebel. That one is very malicious and is a conspiracy. If you think that that one is existing, just take that person to the courts, provide evidence, and will be executed by the judiciary. The judiciary will pass the judgment. So these are the problems that I have identified. These are all conspiracies. And we have killed very good people in Juba here because of this kind of conspiracy. We cannot continue like this up to this year and the years coming. People should change if we want stability to happen in this country. Now you have known your country, so what next? So I just ask you to join People United Forum because we believe in nonviolent method to effect change in South Sudan. This is our stand, and I'm just communicating this statement on that behalf. So we have to get a remedy to the top level incapacitation. Everything here that is in this one is the weakness of the top leadership. So we cannot solve them unless we change the top leadership. So to get a remedy is to bring in a new leadership, because incapacitation is the mother of all the problems in South Sudan. So if you believe your involvement in change process will benefit the country, then join us by registering your membership in the website that I've shared in this slide. Thank you very much, and I wish you a happy peace pilgrimage from the Pope Francis. Thank you very much.